So for years, we've been thinking about consciousness in the way that we have. And it's to my total pleasure that these things have worked out. As mentioned earlier, we've been going through a few different dynamic changes within the organization itself. As director and senior fellow at the Brookings Institute, I can assure you, my compatriots here, that everything that you've seen here so far is just the beginning. So I'd like... We talk about design often. At some point during any human's lifetime, they will use the word design, and that's a big deal. Aside from the and the a and the an in various languages, design is the fourth most popular word used. Before design was constructed, we had the Mesopotamian era, and we all know how that was. So, this is as an ethnomusicologist, I've seen it all, you know, as they say. I've seen as much as I've seen. And so I've been collecting various tunes, if you will, throughout the epochs and eras. And the thing that I've landed upon this evening, I want to share for you, this is a Lemurian song. This is a civilization before the Mesopotamians, as many of you know. And they contained advanced technology, as we've been discussing earlier. They had the ability to levitate and decrease the volume and mass of objects at will, utilizing sequenced thought processes which entail very detailed memorization, visualization, and sensing. Okay, so here's that song. This will feel how you style these raps. Molecular structure ain't nothing but a thing. Oh yeah, molecular structure ain't nothing but a thing. I'm generally ascribing to the geometry that identifies you as a being that people can recognize over and over, cause they have the ability to memorize it. And just because you think you know what you're doing don't mean a thing, cause science knows that you don't really know anything. Just temporarily have a mild understanding of how things really are. Thank you. And thank you all for coming here. Pop Tech is without a doubt, and it has been that way for long enough to be here. And what I've learned through Pop Tech is innumerable, immeasurable, inconsistent, constant, evading, ineffable, incongruous, malfeasant, illengardignor, isatur ofotanar achten en udurbe, minjam doroju vatalakedavostituromegalgelovach, ich angschluch achte flüm, achte finde, achte schöne. Ich liebe dich, ich floben, designen, kran, konsonantan, 是手套，是在至少，no 手发起是草草，他寻实在呢是啥啥啥，Mozan, Flosangi, and fun. Okay, let's do this. In the unity of the Holy Spirit. No, just kidding. All right, here we go. And here we go. Take a move around the road, what you going down, baby? It's 1965, you ain't got your stereo on, and I don't know if I can take another light on my own. You put your ding down, hopping and you flipping it bad, and you ain't got another switch, so you just feeling so sad, and you can tell another person that she's evanescence on your growth. And you can do what you do when you're doing it good, but you can do what you didn't when you did it last week, cause next week's another week, and if I have to remind you, then you don't understand the basic concept of time, yeah. And if you wanna do what you can, then that's up to you, because you know that you're limited by a plan that you've been looking on and breaking your flags, and you put it, the meaning in your mud flaps flapping in the wind. Tell me, I think that this world is a world, but it's not, 'cause it's more than you think, and it's less than that, and we're only living in the memories of our future selves, and it's fun to think like we're here right now, but we never really are, 'cause we're somewhere in the future controlling the options, giving lots of hints to ourselves in order for us to understand the choice is still important in a world where you gotta figure some stuff out, yeah. Baby, I love you. I love you, baby. We heard enough of that in the 90s. Okay, listen, I want to talk to you about a couple relatively real issues. A lot of people wrote in on email and a couple other forms of communication that essentially are all the same thing, but just branded different names. That innovation is an innovation unto itself. At one point, innovation didn't exist. Someone had to create some kind of a word that created the feeling that it feels like to hear the word that we hear when we hear innovation. Innovation is a word that's only been around in the English vocabulary for 63 years. A lot of people don't know that, and if you did know that, that's great. Now, we all know that poverty is super easy to fix, and using modular dynamicism, we can recreate, unfold, resequence, understand, and reshape the way we think of thought itself. By constantly monitoring thought itself, it will not only lead you nowhere, it will give you a headache. So try not to do that. Instead, try to do something that's way outside of the box. Like some place that if you were to see how far away from the box you were, you wouldn't even be able to tell what that box was anymore compared to the landscape that you're comparing it against. Getting outside of the box is more than just getting out of a box and walking away. As children know, sometimes boxes are very difficult to get out of. Why is it any different for us? Between glass ceilings, dirt floors, and boxes, we need to know that a bottom-up approach is not only an approach that starts from somewhere that we believe to be the bottom, but an approach that was painted by several painters throughout the ages and the Age that led us to understand where can we be sometime in the future from now. And I can guarantee you, you will move at least 20 feet within the next hour. I can guarantee you that, and I have algorithms that can divine and predict that, utilizing movement prediction patterns, hair follicle samples that have been taken throughout the entire time that you've been here. And of course, the common spectral analysis. Now, we know that everything here is an illusion and that we are somewhere else. But the cool thing about that is it feels pretty real. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty convincing. So, big credit to those people working hard there. So, why Camden, Maine? Simple answer. Because. What does because mean? Because has a B in it, at least one C, and a couple vowels. This combination of letters and vowels together to create a fairly pronounceable word gives us the strength and the power as individuals and as human beings. to seek within ourselves not only the triumphant remorse of those who have compelled against us in a way that does not necessarily benefit us in the long term, but give us the strength in the midterm to show how the reversal of those roles of which we have come fairly accustomed to, let's admit that, to acquiesce and reform and remodulate the world around us. Internally, we're pretty gross. There's a lot of liquid and tissues and things, and it's pretty gross to think about. So I would like to, this is a song that I'd like to dedicate to all the gross things that we are walking around. And also just a celebration of all of you guys here, the people up there as well. Let's not forget them. There's some people behind the walls as well, walking around and doing things as well. And there's some people behind here. There's actually 4 people running this entire show, technically. That's it. There's just 4 people. They can divide into 5 people per person. So there seems to be a lot of people back there, but they're all being controlled by one central consciousness. Okay, so anyways, without further ado, this is a song. This is my, I have 1.5 songs. This song is, okay. That's not it. That's just a warm-up. Here we go.
Wanna take you down, guys. Ambition att bygga massa land. Brukar man få nyfiken om att ta läppet sådan. Alarm, salinkum, salam. Bara bäst bekvämt som att dansa salami. Från det finns en mycket massa bland. Det finns annat ett band. Det finns en home, baby, vi dansar, vi bondar på. Att det blir inte på rand och det hör. Chick. I wanna be a better man than the day. Be the sun and the sun and the wind and the storm. Hey, oh, sorry, Saturday is after. I wanna take you by the gun on the face. You better tell them I got to do the long and make all of my mind. That's that thing you wanna be to the she didn't make a way, she can make us around. If it's on the big one, because the name's on the big one, that I can't sound. She can the phone, so make it bounce. Hey, je prends le papa, le best of a gap, the gin and the love, the plan, the best of tones up again. Dance the bass and up the cons and me live fun. You put your pants down, look around the ball, put your pants back on. Feels the flesh, put your pants back on. Fit the fish and your yes, I'm on the band and up a cup of mine and the dance and up a gram to the 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 1, 2, 9, 3, 64, 6,327, 122, 65.6, 5, 2, 3, yeah. Thank you. For my last song, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Some people talk like this.
Other people talk like this.
Some people are like this.
Some people like that.
Some people are like this. I don't know why they're like that. Real quickly, I'd like to thank PopTech. I'm the first person to thank PopTech, but I would like to thank PopTech. It's been an awesome ride. I mean, like, the first time I came here, I met some ridiculous people. And the second time, some more ridiculous people. It keeps getting ridiculouser. But it's just amazing concentration of people around you. But also not only knowing that whoever you're talking to, even a volunteer, oftentimes you're talking to a volunteer, someone who has a sign on them that says volunteer. And you're talking to them, and you find out that they're like a theoretical physicist that works at some laboratory somewhere, and you're like, why, what? So I think that's important to realize. Every person in the world around you is really good at something, you know what I mean? So like if this is the sample, here in this situation, it's kind of a special situation, but if you go out in the world, all around you constantly there are amazing people, and you'll never know, unless they have a badge on. But like, you'll never know unless you ask them. And oftentimes when I ask people things, they oftentimes say something often. And the more often that I notice that they're saying things that I think that they're going to say over and over again, which would classify as often, I feel as though there's a tranquil sunset setting in. Over my mind, which indicates that the world is going to be a pretty cool place at some point, and then it's going to be horrible again. But then it's going to be really cool, and then it's going to be not so good, and then it'll be pretty decent for a while, and then it's going to be like, uh-oh. And after all, that's the engine of reality. But that gets us a little bit stronger. So with that knowledge that I've gotten from and an amazing dodo case, which I still have, I do still have it. Although I did drop it once and the little frame cracked, I had to glue it. But anyways, the thing is that what I'm trying to tell you here today, stay in school. It's a good place for kids. And I know a lot of you parents here are not into school, but I'm here to reconvince you. Putting kids in school is a good idea, okay? Well, I've talked to a lot of you guys, and you're like, I'm not putting my kids in school. I get it, and it's super like punk rock. I get it. But consider it. Okay. All right. So this is my last song. This is about love, because at the end of the day, that's pretty much all you got. And that's an important ingredient, as we saw in The Fifth Element. And I think that we need to recognize all the things that influence us. So this is my last song. Thank you again so much, everybody. This is always an honor to be here, and you guys always make me feel so incredibly welcome, and I actually feel comfortable now going like, oh, maybe it's not an accident I'm here. So thanks a lot for letting me blend in. I do appreciate that. Thank you. So here we go. Okay, power moves. Let's do this. That's not it. Okay, here we go. I've been taking lots of time, putting it in my pocket. Don't know how I got there, but I forgot just a little bit more. Every time I think yes, now, yes, someday. 'Cause I'm trying to be the thing that I have never been before. Yeah, but I got you now, child.
child, children, yeah.
All the world just listen to the music. You're somewhere down. Got everything wants to know you. Take a little bite. Put you in a get you on a fan. It's not time like you know that means I think there's a lot in you. But I know that you tell me one thing, and I know it's true. There's not enough time. Just stand around, just on the phone. Yeah. And I know what you taste and I gotta say. I like to tell everybody here, yes. You feel really happy inside, yes. I wanna thank everything that I've come into contact here, upside down. I love, yes, I wanna take just a little slow, you baby.
When I do what I do, oftentimes I'm doing what I'm doing, yeah. When I do what I do, oftentimes I'm doing what I think I'm doing. When I do what I do, everything in the right mood.
Everything is alright. Let me tell you.
I want to take a little time to talk about the love that I have inside, yes. When I listen to people talk about their passions rather succinctly on stages like this, it gives me just a little bit of encouragement to tell people other than myself that there's something going on and you just gotta open your eyes. And on the internet there is a place that's curated for all the information that you might desire to understand about the world. Yeah, it's a new age and yes, you gotta understand what you got. There's no excuses anymore. You gotta do what you do. If you ain't doing it, then what are you doing? Probably the antithesis of something that you do, and that's okay, baby, cause I wanna tell you, whoa,
Love, can I say that? Everything so good.
when
Do you do this thing? Tell me what you got of that. Love, can I do this? And every night, so. Just wanna take you on a little journey.
ils font les rancinus, Miravanschlüssen, Gonza Mirabel, Fonza ramener Schlüsselmel, Kimek som Mokova, Sinchaman Sing Gargamel, Fosin qui comme un quichon le flux comme dans 5 clés de fleurs. Listen at you kiss someone, listen up the what you saying? Everybody's talking. guys, thanks so much. Have a great night tonight. Thank you so much. I'll see you a little bit later. Thank you, thank you, thank you.